Hey everybody, check it out. This is the all-new Dodge Hornet. This is the new small SUV from Dodge with a little bit of a twist, with a little bit of flair. And in this video, we're not only talking about this Hornet, but a special model over my left shoulder, which brings back a name from the past. So let's talk about the Hornet. Now, of course, the Hornet was an AMC built between 1970 and 1977, and Dodge is applying the Hornet name to this new small crossover, which is based on the Alfa Romeo Tonale platform. Now, this is a very attractive design. Let's kind of start in the front, Zach, and show them some of the cool features and hidden gadgets and gizmos. So you got these nice squinty headlights, which are reminiscent of like a Charger. So they're a little bit kind of flat, a little bit angled in, and they look really good with this daytime running light. Now, over here on the hood, you can see we got venting there. And this is the GT model. So this is more of the entry-level Hornet trim. We've got the double bars there across the grille, which indicate the Dodge emblem. We've got big, wide open grille openings, and we also have these little side vents along the edges here, which appear to be functional, but are really just blocked off, probably for aerodynamics. Now, if we come down to these blacked out wheels, this is a Michelin Pilot Sport all-season tire, and it's wrapped around this black wheel against the red brake calipers. Looks pretty good. This is a 20-inch wheel, by the way, which is pretty big and pretty aggressive for a really small crossover. And look at this gap between the wheel and the fender. It's a little high for my liking. I wish we'd see it sit a little bit lower, but I think the car we'll see in the second half of this video will probably address some of those complaints. Now, as we step to the inside of the Hornet, the first thing I noticed, you want to hand me the camera there, Zach? Thank you, sir. Are the seats. So we've got these little red perforations on the inside of the seat, which poke through the little holes, and it looks pretty good. Now, the steering wheel, 3-spoke steering wheel with sport mode activation there on the left portion of the wheel. We have the digital instrument cluster. I definitely see a lot of kind of Alfa Romeo influence on the design of the steering wheel. We got the 2 bars there across the middle for the Dodge logo, start-stop button positioned toward the driver's side. We got the infotainment screen looking proud there in the middle, and I love these little toggles across the middle for the climate control. I think those look pretty good, pretty premium. Silver lined pedals down there. You can see the brake and the accelerator. Now, we got to talk about the engine, because of course Dodge, synonymous with performance now. Let's see what's under the hood of the Hornet GT. Now, this model starting at $29,995, and it has 268 horsepower out of a 2-liter 4-cylinder, and they're projecting a top speed of 140 and 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds, which is very competitive for what really isn't positioned as a performance model. I do apologize, all the alarms. The BMW stand has been an absolute mess with people trying to get into cars and setting off alarms. I really don't understand it. It's like they've never been to BMW at an auto show. It drives me crazy. Now, out back here, we've got the dual slits there, once again, illuminated for the Dodge emblem, and this continuous LED light bar that starts in the left, continues all the way to the right. We got the rear wiper mounted up top here, Hornet badging with a little bit of a stylized H, and then, of course, we got the GT emblem over here. Now, this does have a little deck spoiler up top with the shark fin all the way on the roof. We have parking sensors on this model, and then that's where they incorporate the backup camera. While we're back here, let's see if we can pop the hatch. Is it electric? No, it's also locked. All right, we'll see if we can change that. Sometimes they lock out features on these cars at the auto show, and this might be one of those instances. No worries, let's go ahead and pop open the hood and take a quick peek at that 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. Now, we're talking almost 270 horsepower out of this unit, and look at that. So you got turbo located up there at the top, and then the actual unit itself is big, bold, and right at the front of the engine, and there we have the 12-volt battery. Very cool stuff. Now, this is not the only version of the Hornet. There is a plug-in hybrid coming on the RT Hornet, and that's going to have more power, like 285 horsepower and over 300 foot-pounds of torque. But this model right here, this is something pretty special. So this is based on the gasoline standard Hornet we looked at, but this is the GLH model. Now, what does GLH stand for? Well, GLH is a name that dates back to the mid-1980s, like 1984. Dodge made a product called the Omni, which was a really small, slightly crummy hatchback. And then the fine folks at Shelby got a hold of it and created a model called the GLH, which stands for Goes Like Hell. I kid you not. And then there was another model called the GLHS, which stood for Goes Like Hell Some More. Not a joke, that's literally what it stood like. Now this GLH model has this blacked out hood emblem and these dual stripes incorporated in this black, which looks so cool, plus the offset red striping and the GLH logo there. Now this is a lot more aggressive, right? And you really see that in the wheel gap. I pointed out the wheel gap on that GT model. Check this out, we got an inch lower on the GLH model. Same kind of Michelin Pilot Sport all-season tires, but now this 20-inch wheel is a different design and bright red brake calipers poking through the front there. Now as we step onto the inside, it's going to be pretty standard compared to the one we just looked at. So we got the same perforated seats with the red inlay there, manual adjustment. We got the Hornet there down on the kick plate. Some other things like the automatic shift selection there in the middle. You got that little tune knob. But the Goes Like Hell is such a cool name, and I'm glad that it's back. By the way, those red Brembo are 4-piston caliper brakes, fixed caliper brakes. We see some of the information. It also has a low restriction dual exit exhaust with black chrome fascia and tips. And this 2-liter, by the way, is called the Hurricane engine, and this has a performance stage kit on it. But overall, I love it. I think it is just the coolest thing that Dodge is coming back with the GLH name. Also, check this out. The little Hornet emblem there is found in red. Just a little bit more spicy. And if you take a look at the roof, the stripes continue with that matte black finish there. Now, coming around the back of this model, it's still based on the GT trim, and you'll notice the word direct connection there. Kind of see it in black. Direct connection is the name of the performance part division over at Dodge. Let's see, will this trunk open? Oh yes, there we go. Pretty good storage space back here. I love this little ski pass-through. You can kind of see that poking through. There we go. Got lucky no one was back there. Seats fold down, 60/40 style, and underneath the floor, got some additional storage. But what I love about this GLH model is the rear-mounted tailpipes in black. It's a really good look. See how those kind of poke through the rear fascia? Zach, you're going too low, buddy. And then on the other Hornet, you actually don't have the tips at all. Speaking of which, the rear seat. Let's see what the rear seat's like on this model. Try to dodge all the folks here. Yeah, did you get that? Dodge all the folks? That's pretty clever. So I got some rear seat space. We got that kind of cool suede material there. Headroom, pretty good. I'm 6 feet tall if I ever sit up straight, and it's pretty decent headroom in here. Lots of Alfa Romeo influence though. I definitely feel like the shift assemblies, the steering wheel assemblies, pretty similar to what you find in an Alfa Romeo. Now, do you like the Dodge Hornet? Do you like the GLH? Is there gonna be a GLHS, maybe based on the plug-in hybrid? Because this one is just a standard 2-liter turbo. They haven't announced power numbers. They're saying at least 265. So more than that. How much more than that? We don't know yet. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, this has been Tommy and Zach with the Fast Lane Car. Go to alltfl.com if you wanna find the latest and greatest from the Detroit Auto Show.